So welcome to World Futures Day, Young Voices 2025. This session is brought to you by Teach the Future, which is a global nonprofit organization and obviously trying to get and embed futures literacy into our education worldwide. And we're doing this in partnership with the Millennium Project. This is part of a 24-hour program, global conversations, especially hearing from our young voices, whilst we try and drive a better future for everyone. These talks will be live streamed and will be available on YouTube at a later stage. So I'm going to ask that you participate as much as possible. Put your questions in the chat function. And yes, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to ask our facilitators, Urwa, Tayyaba, and Zeeshan. Sorry, I hope I pronounced it correctly, to introduce yourselves, and then you can start off your session. Thank you.
Hey everyone, myself Tayyaba Shafaq, and I'm 17 years old. Currently working on SDGs goal number 4, which is about quality education. I have been a former Shaukat Khanum student ambassador, and I have served my services for the cancer patients. And I'm a community activist currently working for the better education around the world. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Urwa. I am a student from Pakistan. I am in high school. Actually, my vision is to create a world where every single individual can chase their passions without the fear of unemployment, social pressure, or any other thing. I'm also working as Young Voices Council member. So it's really great to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining us. We can start our presentation. Shafaq, can you please start sharing the presentation? Okay, we can start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all again for joining us and giving your precious time. In today's session, I'm excited to explore our today's topic, the role of language, embracing failure and chasing passion in shaping the future of education. That is vital to our educational landscape. I'm really delighted to present it with my co-facilitators, Tayyaba, Shafaq, and Zeeshan. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in how we should learn and teach, and I believe they are interconnected in ways that can transform education as we know it. Okay. Today's presentation will unfold in 3 main parts. First, we will examine the role of language in education, how it shapes our understanding and interactions. Next, we will dive into the importance of chasing passion, what drives our students, and how that can enhance their educational experiences. Finally, we will discuss how embracing failure as part of the learning process can lead to resilience and growth. We will conclude with practical strategies for educators and predictions about future trends in education. I would like to invite Taiba Shafaq to get started.
Thank you so much, Urwa. So I would like to start by sharing the pivotal role of language in shaping the future of education. Language is not just a tool for communication. It is fundamental to our cognitive development and understanding of the world. It shapes our thoughts, influences our identities, and connects us to others. In education, language proficiency is crucial. Studies show that students who are proficient in their native language tend to perform better academically across subjects. Furthermore, language is deeply tied to cultural identity. When students learn in their native languages, they connect with their heritage, which enhances their self-esteem and motivation to learn. As we move forward, let's explore how language serves as a cultural bridge. Next slide, please. So language acts as a bridge between cultures, facilitating understanding and respect among diverse groups. In multilingual classrooms, students are exposed to different perspectives and ways of thinking. This exposure fosters empathy and prepares them for a globalized world. Consider a classroom where students speak various languages when they share stories or collaborate on projects in their native tongues. They not only develop language cultural exchange enriches their next slide, please. In today's interconnected world, English has emerged as a global lingua franca. Worldwide, proficiency in English opened doors to educational opportunities that were previously inaccessible. However, this dominance poses challenges for non-native speakers who may struggle in English-dominant environments. These students often face barriers that hinders their academic performance and social integration. It's crucial for educators to recognize these challenges and implement strategies that support multilingual learners. Next slide, please. Despite the benefits associated with the language education, significant challenges persist. One major issue is access. Many students lack a quality education in their native languages due to systemic inequalities. Statistics reveal that over 40% of children globally do not have access to education in their mother tongue. Additionally, and cultural assimilation. As language disappears, so do unique perspectives and ways of knowing that contribute to our collective human experience. Next slide, please. Okay, so technology revolutionizes language learning through innovative apps like Duolingo and Babbel, which are available on the internet. Virtual exchanges with native speakers worldwide, interactive online games, and collaborative projects. These tools actually make the learning accessible, engaging, and fun. Next slide, please. I would like to hand over the presentation to Urwa.
Thank you so much, Shafaq. I would like to now discuss the next important aspect to consider is the role of chasing passion. Actually, passion plays a vital role in student engagement and motivation, a key driver behind effective learning experiences. When students pursue subjects they are passionate about, they are more likely to excel academically. Research indicates that passion-driven learning fosters creativity and critical thinking skills, qualities essential for success in today's complex world. However, many traditional educational systems focus primarily on standardized curricula that may stifle creativity. As educators, it's crucial to create opportunities for students to explore their interests within the curriculum, allowing them to connect when what they love with what they learn. Next slide, please. I would like to share an inspiring example of passion driven learning from a group of high school students who were passionate about environmental issues. They initiated a project aimed at reducing plastic waste within their community by organizing cleanup drives and awareness campaigns. Through this project, they not only learned about environmental science but also developed leadership skills and community engagement. This example illustrates how allowing students to pursue their passions lead to meaningful learning experiences that extend beyond the classroom walls. Actually, chasing passion is really important, but unfortunately, like I belong from a developing country. In developing countries like ours, in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, in these countries, chasing passion is not allowed to students. Like, if a student wants to pursue a career in if a student wants to pursue a career in art, he or she should not be allowed, because in our country's education is actually seen as a tool of employment. That's heart wrenching. In this way, talent is stifled and dreams are actually crushed. So we are working to bring some innovative solutions. I would like to turn it to Shafaq now.
Thank you so much, Urwa. So now we are moving towards our next segment, which is embracing failure as a learning tool. Failure is often viewed negatively. However, it is an essential part of learning process. When students learn to embrace failure as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback, they develop resilience, a quality crucial for success in life. In many educational systems, there's still a stigma attached to the failure, which can discourage risk taking among students. We need to shift this mindset by creating an environment where mistakes are seen as valuable learning experiences. For example, educators can encourage reflection after failed attempts, asking questions like, "What did you learn from this experience?" or "How can you approach this differently next time?" Next slide, please. So, the psychology behind failure is fascinating. Fear often hinders performance and creativity among students. Research by psychologist Carol Dweck highlights two mindsets regarding challenges. The growth mindset embraces challenges as opportunities for development, while the fixed mindset avoids them due to fear of failure. As educators, we have the power to foster a growth mindset culture within our classrooms by emphasizing effort over results. Celebrating persistence even when outcomes are not favorable. When students understand that intelligence and abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, they become more willing to take risks in their learning journey. Now I would like to turn it to Urwa.
Thank you so much, Shafaq. Before moving forward, I would like to know that you all are tuning in to this session from various parts of the world. Can you please tell in the chat box that what is the time right now in your country and from which country you belong? Okay, this will be a fun activity. Okay, next next slide, please. Now I would like to talk about the integrating passion and by now I would like to talk about passion and failure in curriculum. Okay, our curriculum should be designed thoughtfully, allowing exploration of passions while normalizing failure as part of the learning journey. For instance, project based learning allows students to engage deeply with topics they care about while developing critical skills such as collaboration and problem solving. Along the way, we should also consider assessment methods, shifting focus from merely grading systems' final product towards valuing effort, creativity, collaboration during projects, and recognizing growth over rather time rather than just end results. Next slide, please. Now I would like to talk about a very important thing, that is the role of educators. Educators actually play a pivotal role in creating environments where passion thrives alongside acceptance of failure. They must be trained not only academically but also emotionally to recognize individual student interests while facilitating passion driven learning experiences effectively. Sharing personal stories about overcoming failures can create an atmosphere where vulnerability is welcomed, a space where students feel safe expressing themselves without judgment or fear. It's important for educators themselves to model lifelong learning behaviors, demonstrating curiosity about new ideas, even when faced with challenges along the way. Can you please turn to next slide? Okay, now we are going to dive into the role of community. Community plays an integral role shaping educational experiences. When schools collaborate, families and local organizations, they create supportive network enhancing student learning outcomes. For instance, community members sharing expertise through mentorship programs or guest lectures provide real-world insights into passions, encouraging youth effectively to pursue their interests beyond classroom walls. Next slide, please. Okay, I think it's really important that parents should know their role in this aspect. Parental involvement significant, significantly impacts student success. When parents engage actively, children's education, attending meetings, volunteering, they reinforce value learning at home. Schools should encourage open communication with parents about supporting children's passion, helping embrace failures, part growth, partnership, strengths over educational experience where everyone is involved. Now, I would like to talk about the impact teacher training has. Ongoing teacher training remains crucial implementing effective educational practices. Educators need support and understanding that how integrate language diversity alongside passion driven projects and acceptance of failures within teaching methods. Professional development workshops provide teachers strategies, creating inclusive classrooms where all students feel valued, motivated, investing training ultimately benefits students, enhancing quality education received overall. Now I would like to turn it over to Shafaq.
Thank you so much, Urwa. So let's check the global perspectives on education. Can you please turn the slide over? Thank you so much. So understanding the global perspectives education enriches your own practices. Countries like Finland emphasize well-being creativity over standardized testing, a model leading impressive academic outcomes. If we see in South Asian countries, the students are mostly forced to learn everything word to word, which actually affects their ability to do creative works. Next slide, please. Let's see the future trends in education. And in that, I encourage all attendees here today to explore various resources. Can you please turn the slide over? Thank you so much. I encourage all the attendees here today to explore various resources, focusing on integrating passion-driven learning and embracing failure into the curriculum. These resources equip you with tools needed to foster engaging environments, and the resources are Edutopia or ASCD. They provide valuable insights. Next slide, please. Now I would like to turn it to Urwa.
Thank you so much, Shafaq. In conclusion, we have explored three key themes today regarding shaping education moving forward. The vital role language plays within shaping educational experiences, The significance behind pursuing passion driving student engagement, the necessity surrounding embracing failures throughout growth processes. I encourage each one here today to reflect upon how you might incorporate these elements into your own teaching practices moving forward. Next slide, please. Thank you. As we conclude, I would like to share an inspiring quote from my favorite person, Winston Churchill. Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Let us embody this spirit and continue to innovate, experiment, and learn from our setbacks. Let us remember the importance of chasing our passions and igniting them in others. By embracing linguistic diversity and promoting multilingualism education, we can foster a culture of inclusivity, creativity, and global understanding. The future education depends on our collective efforts. Let's work together, creating environments every student feel empowered. Okay, now we will actually have some questions from you. Like you all belong from different regions and different parts of the world. We would like to know that what sort of educational system is actually working in your country, like your educational system excessively focus on rote memorization, on creativity, on experimentation, or on any other thing. If anyone likes to share his or her experiences about this, you can simply turn your mic off and we would love to listen from you.
Even if you're unable to turn your mic off, you can just type in the chat box.
I think this is okay. If I can even ask the first question, Urwa or Shafaq. So thank you very much. I think you're absolutely spot on, right? So mother tongue language, passion, the enthusiasm, even enthusiasm to fail, right? So do you have any examples in your country, in Pakistan, where this type of thing is encouraged and where teachers really encourage your passion and encourages you to fail in the classroom?
Okay, so unfortunately in Pakistan, such things are not encouraged openly. People prefer to choose those passions which are already saturated, just like engineering or medical and such fields. But somewhere and some places, just like a few private institutes in Pakistan, they actually support them. They actually support the choices of the students, and I have few in my mind right now.
That's very good news. That's great to know that happens. Any other questions if you want to raise your hand? May? Tarish?
Is a problem with the language with the country.
Oh, is there a problem? Okay.
Yes, problem
Okay.
if the language, for example, understand
Okay.
Asia, Africa,
Okay.
America.
So
That's
maybe Shafaq, Urwa, I know Urdu is widely spoken in Pakistan. Is school education in a local language and is English taught, or is it quite easy for students to switch between local languages and English?
Actually, we are taught mostly in Urdu, and just in English lecture, we are taught in English. So it's not such a big problem here in Pakistan. But the problem we face here in Pakistan is that when we are not being taught in English, we don't have the confidence to speak English to at international platforms. So we were having actually a project to teach the future. Language is a bridge, not a barrier. In our countries, actually, English is seen as a barrier, not a bridge. In a country, English is seen as a class distinction, a language of superiority. Like in top tier organizations, in top tier institutions, students are being taught in English. They speak English very well. But when it comes to all government institutions and all other schools and institutions, the problems comes here is that we are not actually taught English very in such a wonderful way. So we find it a very big problem, and we are looking for a solution, and we are really hopeful that we can come up with various solutions. It's not actually a problem in Pakistan, it's actually a problem in South Asia, in
Okay.
Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and many other countries across South Asia and beyond.
Thank you, Urwa. Shoman?
Yeah. I'm Chaman Nasir from Pakistan. As my sister, they are from Pakistan. So you ask a question. Basically, there are three education system working in Pakistan. I mean, English medium, Urdu medium, and madrasa education. English medium is for, I mean, the upper class family who are financially they are strong people. They are going for English medium. They are taking their education in English medium, and the middle class they are going towards the Urdu medium, and then we have madrasa education. Mean the poor class who can't afford the education, they go towards madrasa education. And your question was related to Pakistan. The humiliation of the students. Basically, even it's not only happening in our lower standards, but also in universities. These students they don't have the opportunities to speak or to speak freely sometimes, because the teachers of the students, they humiliate the students sometimes. So I think you asked this question. So yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a very good
thank you so
point.
much.
And so they are not allowing them the opportunity to fail either, as the lady spoke about. They are literally putting that little fire out instead of helping them. They are humiliating them in a very
Yeah.
public way amongst their peers, and that's not very conducive to learning. And so I appreciate that insight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you
Ishita?
so. And
Sorry, yes?
yeah,
Thank you.
and one thing I will appreciate both the sisters. They really they explain very well, and I'm
Yes, their
really inspired
English
from
is
you.
fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ishita?
Ifita,
Hi. Yeah, hi. Hi. So I'm from India, and our countries are like so close apart, but the condition in India is really different when it comes to English in classrooms. Is that a lot of people are taught in English. Most people do sway to English medium schools over learning in their native language. Thankfully, I got to learn in my native language until 10th grade. But what happens is, even though these kids learn all these subjects, they learn sciences, they learn mathematics in English, they still don't have the confidence to speak English in public because they learn English only in the context of the textbook, only in the context of scientific terms, big words, not in casual daily talking terms. And the way Charman said about teachers humiliating students about not speaking in English and not making mistakes, that also happens here. And yeah, it's pretty it's an interesting thing to see. Even though most of the people can say confidently that they went to an English medium school, they still don't feel confident speaking English in public. Is something I've seen here.
So thank you for that. So that's a very interesting perspective as well, because in South Africa, maybe a different perspective is that they kind of force all the children to speak English at school. but now we've got 11 official languages. Now, the benefit, obviously, for young children is that they learn in their native language, their mother tongue, right? Because they understand things better. But then at the same time, they should also be teaching them English, but they don't. So when they get to high school or university, that's when they struggle because now they've got to learn all these things in another language, which they don't do. So I think there's tricks in a lot of countries, and if we can get some sort of balance right, that would be great. Afita,
Yeah, that is
you were
really
next?
true.
Yes?
Yeah, I was like the struggling from switching to your native language to English is kind of happening to me right now. But this is my
Yeah.
first year actually studying in a institution that's completely English.
Well,
So
you're doing
yeah,
very
I've
well as
noticed that.
well. So, but I
Yeah,
understand what you,
thank you
yes.
so much. Thank you so much.
Afita?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Sorry, I used two device because I have the
Okay.
problem on my. Okay, I'm from Indonesia, and this is two question for you about education. And this. Okay, wait. Okay, with the first question, what's the long-term plan to ensure that the education program in your country can run sustainably? And then second question, what are the biggest challenges that might be faced in implementing about education and how can they be addressed? In Indonesia, there are so many problems education, especially about transformation digital, and maybe you can give your opinion about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question. So for answer to your first question is that we plan to give awareness at the public level so we can inform people more and more about the education betterly, and we can tell what is basically the quality education. We all are getting education, but we actually don't know the actual meaning of education. Here in Pakistan, the educated people are actually they just have knowledge about a specific subject, but they don't have the actual education which is about character development, which is about manners, which is about the research. Even the graduates don't know how to do research because they're not getting the quality education. So basically, we plan to give awareness sessions at public level. Secondly, the question that you said that can you please just repeat the question once?
Atifa, I think it was your first question that you asked about the challenges. Is that right, Shafaq? Oh, yes, she says
Okay.
in the chat. What
So
are the biggest challenges
yeah,
that
I
might be
remember.
faced? Yeah, yeah.
So in Pakistan, it's a sort of crime in people's mind if we talk about anything that's out of the page, that's out of the boundaries that are set by the Pakistani people. So that's the biggest challenge for us to talk about anything that's out of nowhere, like that's out of the way, that's out of the thinking, that's out of the culture and tradition. And in Pakistan, it's tradition to just gain the knowledge, not the actual education. In Pakistan, even the literacy rate in women is much lower. And if we talk about the rights of women, the people just get angry on you and they say, no, you're talking a wrong thing. You're just giving them excess freedom and all those things. So it's a major issue we will face during all this journey.
Thank you, Shafaq. Ibtisam?
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to have this conversation with you all. I think it's such an interesting topic, and I really liked the question that you've asked about if we are allowed to fail. Well, for my part, in our education system, we are not really allowed to fail because it's highly competitive system. Everyone is thriving to be the best in their field, so we really don't have the ability to fail. That's for the first question. And also, I want to add up something to the language part. So I'm from Algeria, and in my country, usually we speak up to 4 languages. So it's Arabic, Amazigh, French, and English. And I think it's part of our diversity. That's why we have a diverse public people. Like, we usually communicate in different languages, so you feel this mix of culture in our society. So yeah, language does shape how we think and how we behave. Thank you all. That's all I have.
Thanks, Ibtisam. I think maybe I can ask Shafaq and Urwa, maybe one of the things that you mentioned is that language is also a bridge, right, within the social environment. Because I know within South Africa, as I said, 11 different languages, but there's a lot of common phrases, or people will accommodate one another or try and explain things. Do you find people doing that in your country as well? Do they reach out? Is there a willingness to accommodate one another? Or is it very much you're either English speaking or you Urdu, or you are maybe from the poorer communities and you don't speak out?
Actually, I think in our country, there's lack of acceptance. Like, if a person is, if a person can, as I explained earlier, if a person can speak English, he or she is discriminated. Like, I personally, if I would tell you, I'm not very much fluent in English because it's not my native language, and it's really fine to not be so much fluent at it, because native language is the thing you are blessed with naturally. So I think the awareness must be given on this aspect, because in Pakistan, I think there's really lack of acceptance. People don't accept you the way you are. If I talk on very much international platforms. I'm working with many international organizations, and I always can speak English so proficiently, so fluently, but no one there actually made fun of me. Okay, but when I speak the same way in my country, like not speaking it very clearly, the people would make fun of me. This is the thing that must be eradicated in our communities, in our countries. Actually, human development. Actually, we need to work on human development first. Or after that, we take initiative. First, we need to work on human development in our country, and all countries in South Asia that accept the people in your community the way they are. Thank you.
I think that's a beautiful answer, Urwa, because I think what you're experiencing on an international level as well, especially on forums like this, is people make allowances for different languages, right? So we listen extra carefully to one another, and we appreciate the fact that not everyone speaks the same language. And it's a shame that you are not experiencing that humanism and that acceptance in your local country. But I thought your answer was really beautiful. So we need to treat people humanly, and in a decent way. I'm going to take one more question.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, I want to ask a question from Urwa Naveed.
Yeah, sure.
So, Miss Urwa, I want to ask you, what motivated you to start this work? Are there any challenges you are facing right now?
You are talking about the project I did earlier.
Yes.
Okay. the thing that motivated me was actually the point when I see 500 people sitting in an auditorium or in a session, and hardly out of 500 people, hardly five of them can understand English very much clearly. But even then, the session is being conducted in a language that the rest of people can't understand very clearly, and they're not comfortable with that language. This actually motivated me. One more thing that motivated me was that don't we why don't we carry ourselves the way we are? If we see French people, they if they don't know English, they are not ashamed. Why we are ashamed? Even if we have talent, but we are ashamed we can't speak English. What if we can't speak English? This is not a native language. We just need to learn it as a foreign language, to communicate with the world. Like, we are from different regions of the world. Janine is from South Africa, okay, and different people from different regions of the world. We are communicating because of English. That's why it's important to learn, but we should not learn it for means as a status symbol or a symbol of class, and we should not be ashamed that if we can't speak it very clearly. Like I would tell an example to all of people present here. Like in our countries, what happened is that if a person go for an interview, for instance, okay, she or he has talent, everything, but if she or he can't speak English proficiently, he or she will not be the first choice. Why this happened in our this happens in our country? We actually need to work on this thing. As I discussed earlier, we need to work on human development. Then we must take initiative to improve our English. Like, we are living in a digital world, we need to connect with people from different regions of the world. So we must learn it, but we learn it for the sake of global connection, not for any other purpose, not for discriminating people. Thank you. This is what I want to say.
Urwa, you are absolutely, your answer is beautiful. We've got 3 minutes left. I want to give Saleh opportunity. His hand has been up for a long time. We've got 2 minutes, guys. So quick question, and then Urwa or Shafaq must answer in that time.
Yes, Mr. Saleh from Tanzania. We are together
Hi.
with Mr. Saleh, and I am Abubakar.
Hi,
And
Abubakar.
yes, I am Abubakar. We're together with Mr. Saleh. And today I want to contribute with some challenge that's facing us as Tanzania. Actually, we do having poor parent support, because we see, apart from when you're teaching English language, but we see the background of our parents. Most of them usually become as an obstacle that are limited the influence of teaching and speaking English language. As long as Tanzania has more than a tribal language, it has 100 of tribal language. So even if we have our national language, but we have also tribal language. So now we see parents are limited the way of achieving our future. So for somehow we see most of parents become as an obstacle, or become as the thing that makes them to limit the influence or to achieve our own target, especially for the digital educations. So we need to connect the student at the worldwide in a different opportunity and different activities. But surprisingly, most of the time when they are at home, they have to have different problems or challenges that facing them. It's not influence to speak English. That's why it's being it become huge problems for them to be more active, to participate in a different activity, in a good participation. Participatively, we see we see that because in our education system in our country, we do have in our own shift or go to school, then are back at home. So it means that most of times children are staying at home with their own parents. So now awareness of the parents in this kind of issue is too low according to our country. So that's why it's really limited. So what is our idea and what is our plans about spreading awareness and education to the parents to know that the advantage and the way to improving the education system in terms of speaking English language and make the student to linking up with international, national and internationally, especially in digital education. Thank you.
So I think our room is going to close any minute now, and maybe Urwa or Shafaq can respond directly. Maybe just think about your parents on a school level. Maybe the school could offer English lessons for children and parents. So think of it local solutions rather than big solutions. Because if the children and the parents learn together, that might be an option. I see our room is about to close, guys. I would like to ask Urwa and Shafaq, I want to say thank you very much for your contributions. Your ladies have done a beautiful